Hi there, and welcome back to Safiyya Traders Bookstore's weekly book introduction. And this is Samil. This week we are going to introduce to the audience a unique book, unique in its category. The title of the book is The Messenger, The Meanings of the Life of Muhammad, written by a world-renowned scholar Tariq Ramadan. Countless biographies of the Prophet Muhammad already exist, from classical sources such as Ibn Ishaq, Ibn Hisham, to more recent sources, to more recent narrations of the Prophet Muhammad, as well as works written by Muslim historians over the course of history. So it seems everything must have already been said over and over again, and that the subject matter must necessarily have been exhausted. So what's the need for yet another attempt? Well, this biography does not aim to compete with classical sources. It's not going to disclose any new facts or provide sort of revolutionary reinterpretation of the history of the prophethood and its context. As well, it is not going to be a detailed account of historical facts, greatest achievements of the Prophet, or sort of famous wars. Classical biographies of the Prophet already provide abundant information and details about such matters. So we see no profit in dealing with them exhaustively again and again. So this book focuses mainly on, throughout the story of the life of the Prophet, on situations, events, words, statements, attitudes, behaviors, which could reveal the Prophet's personality and what it can teach and convey to us today. The initial idea of the book is to draw out timeless spiritual teachings from the Prophet's life. From his birth to his death, his life is dispersed with events, statements, situations, attitude and behavior that point to the deepest spiritual edification. A second lesson can be drawn nevertheless from the historical events that overwhelmed the Prophet's life. In the 7th century, at the heart of a specific social, political, economical and cultural environment, the Prophet ﷺ expressed himself. He acted, he reacted, he expressed his thoughts in the name of his faith and in the light of his morals. So studying his action in this particular historical and geographical setting should enable us to throw light on certain principles about the relation of the Islamic faith to brotherhood, to fraternity, to social justice, its relation to adversity, its relation to love, its relation to justice, laws and wars, etc. So this book therefore endeavored to approach the Prophet's life in the perspective of our own times. Considering how it still speaks to us today and what its contemporary teachings are. The reader, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, is thus invited to look into the Prophet's life, to follow the steps of an account that is strictly faithful to classical sources, as far as facts and chronology are concerned, but which nevertheless constantly introduces reflections and comments of spiritual, philosophical, judicial, social and cultural nature, inspired by the facts narrated. So in each section of the deliberately short chapters that make up this book, the reader will notice constant movements between the Prophet's life, the Quran, and the teachings relevant to spirituality, and of course relevant to the present day situation, drawn from the various historical events and situations. So the primary ambition of the book, as I have already mentioned, the primary ambition of the book is to introduce the life of the Prophet ﷺ as a mirror through which readers facing contemporary challenges of our time, can explore their hearts and minds and achieve an understanding of questions of being, as well as broader ethical and social concerns. I would like to wind up my introduction with a few concluding statements. This book is intended for a large audience, both Muslims and non-Muslims. It is academically speaking, it is extremely thorough and exhaustive, academically rigorous vis-a-vis the classical sources, which I hope makes it useful for students, scholars, and Islamic sciences. The text, the narrative as well is deliberately easy to follow, so it will not be that difficult. So the messenger's historical experience is clearly the privileged way to grasp the eternal principles shared by more than 1 billion Muslims around the world. The Prophet's biography is an invitation to a spirituality that avoids no questions, which teaches us in the course of events, trials, tribulations, predicaments, ordeals, in our quest, that the true answers to existential questions are more often given by the heart than by the intelligence. Thus, this book is a living introduction to Islam. The messenger, meanings of the life of Muhammad. For orders, contact Safiyya Traders Bookstore, Nagarkoil, Tamil Nadu.